coming to the country by hiding in the trunk of John Rodale's car. When the Norm found him, instead of calling the police, he gave Xavier a place to stay, and then, much to Xavier's surprise, the man adopted him later. And now Xavier was repaying that act of selfless love by letting his own nieces fend for themselves in a dangerous city. "I know you don't trust me, but I can get them to a safe location," she continued. "No, absolutely not. You're already too involved. I don't want to sick your despicable husband on the girls." "I've been careful. Jonathan knows nothing," she gritted out. "Like he knew nothing about Paul?" "Paul got killed because he had a big mouth. I tried to warn him, but he wouldn't listen to me." "Just stay away from them, Jody. I mean it." "As you wish." She then told him the address, which Xavier jotted down in illegible scribbles on the first piece of paper he could find, the back of an envelope. He was just about to fold the note and stick it into his breast pocket when a knock came at the door. "Come in." "Sorry to interrupt, Mr. X, but you have a visitor," one of Xavier's bodyguards announced. "I don't have time for visits, Leonardo. I'm heading out." The burly bodyguard was shoved to the side, and a tall, blond man entered his office, commanding Xavier's attention immediately. Apprehension took hold of Xavier, and at once he projected his powers to the max. He was only a level 6 Fringe, but thanks to his abilities as a morph, he could pretend to be a level 10 idol, and Xavier needed to appear stronger than he was, for standing before him was not only a level 15 idol, but also one of the leaders of the Knights, a clandestine organization committed to protecting Fringes and norms from the oppressive hand of the idol race. Leonardo made to remove Gunther Silverstone by force, but Xavier lifted his hand to halt him. "It's fine, Leo. You can go now." Silently, he nodded before shutting the door. Silverstone remained where he stood, watching Xavier with dispassionate curiosity. Xavier sat down, getting comfortable in his chair. It was all a show. Every nerve in his body was crackling with electricity, and all his muscles were stiff. "How can I help you?" "Xavier Rodale. You're a hard man to find." Xavier narrowed his gaze and clenched his jaw. Very few people knew his last name. "What do you want?" "Do you know who I am?" "I've seen your picture in the social pages of the newspapers." The man smiled tightly. "Let me rephrase. Do you know who I work for?" Xavier leaned forward, keeping the glower in place while his brain scrambled to find a situation where he might have slipped up, where the likes of Silverstone would suspect the nature of his gift. When he couldn't think of any, he replied, "You're part of the Knights." The man finally walked forward and then pulled up a chair. When sat down, he seemed relaxed, which only made Xavier tenser. "That's right." "Why were you looking for me?" "I have an offer for you." "I'm not interested. I have no desire to get embroiled in your illicit activities." Xavier began to stand up, ready to escort the arrogant idol out of his office. "Really? I thought you would be more sympathetic to our cause after we prevented the neo-gods from murdering your nieces in cold blood." At once, Xavier froze. He thought he had been careful, but apparently not, since Silverstone knew about Daisy and Rosie. He sat back down, feeling leery and on edge. He had to be careful about his next words. "What do you know about them?" "We know their current location. As a matter of fact, we have been keeping tabs on their movements for a while." Son of a bitch, Xavier thought. "Why?" "Let's just say I have a vested interest in keeping them safe." Fury erupted from the pit of Xavier's belly. He had left his nieces alone in order to